Shalom, Kal Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders in Israel that rule well. We've got Genesis 27, verse 14 of the King James Version. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And I say that happened twice. Can someone tell me why I say that happened twice? So you've got the word charab. He'll say charev, and I can't get him to pronounce it. I need to put earphones in, because I've already started recording. It's going to get offended. Many will be offended. So it says sword, knife, tools for cutting stone. So it's talking about a sharp implement, a sword. Modern day, we say modern day, this is your gun, this is your nuke, this is your B2 stealth bombers. You don't have to see it. No, I don't want to debate it. You have to have a spiritual eye to see. Well, does that mean that because even if you claim the Arabs live by the sword, but they still don't enforce their rule with the sword. They still have to use more technologically advanced weapons, because they're not going to go out with a big 2-meter sword against the real Esau, who's got a damn tank, and he's got invisible droids. Sorry, not droids, drones. Androids. That just means a robot, I think. So even if you're saying that, they still have to implement it with a different thing. By the sword he shall live doesn't mean he's an Arab that dances with a sword. That's not what it means, brother. Anyway, so it says with suffix a sword as, let's view this, as laying waste. So it just means something to make waste. Others as the as the signification edge. It goes into the Arabic word. It says, what's that? Okay, haka, lapai, kharab. To smite with the edge of the sword, to kill with the sword. Deuteronomy. It is applied to other cutting instruments, e.g., a circumcising knife, a knife or razor, a graving tool, an axe, poetically used the curved tusks of the hippopotamus. Drought. Let's get that. 28 and 22. So this is going into the curses. It says that the drought here, but it just says sword. With an extreme burning, and with the sword. Let's get a different few translation. See if we can get anything that doesn't say sword verbatim. All of this seems to. Drought in the NLT. There we are. So it's clear that the sword can just be used symbolically to talk about a pestilence or something that you have to go through. So it's not even always necessarily an instrument of war. But when it's talking about Esau, it is. So the sword, let's go through. That's not what I clicked. Let's go through this. And Cherub, or Karab, it looks like it's going to be the same word. So you've got the Masoretic vowel points, which the things underneath there, the dots and dashes, we can expand upon that in a bit. But it's not the same word, it's a different character. It's a Karab rather than a Charab. Taking over the sword. All I'm going to do is do about 2 or 3 pages of this, just show the consistent use of sword and any other ones that happen to pop up. Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you. The wicked, which is thy sword. That's what it says in Psalms. In fact, let's try and get that. Where would that be? Let's go there. I think it's around the 20 something. There we are. Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And it says, deliver my soul from the sword, my darling, from the power of the dog. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, and to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. And the bow can also go into a different weapon, which has a good range upon it. No, I wanted to go into something, but that was it. Pursuant to Masoretic vowel points. So you see them them character there. Right, so you've got, look, the same thing. This says to dry up, be waste, to be laid waste. When you check it, it's just destroyed in the KJV. So it says that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records. So look, I know that this city is a rebellious city and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within them, the same of old time, for which was this city destroyed, or sordid, if we're going, not sordid as in S-O-R-D-I-D, but sordid as in sworded, if we're going to go by the exact meaning, or try to apply that to everything. So this says to be waste, lay waste, make desolate, desolate, be in ruins. I'm not going to read all them because there's a lot that's just synonymous. So it says waste, dry, dry up, desolate, slay, decayeth, destroy, destroyer, surely, utterly. It says the waters were dried up, the face of the ground was dry. 7 green widths that were never dried, not being dried. Our God hath delivered into our hands our enemy and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. Dried up, decayeth, waste. I missed a few there, but I'm assuming you're watching along. Dried up. Is it going to give us 47? That's one. Is it? 47 is not one I've planned, but I'm interested now. $47 on what, 13 or something? That's not even that, is it? Not Easter. 56, 16. Different words. Different words. Right, that's fine. Where were we? Deuteronomy 28:22. We'll just lead on from there. Because it does have the same connotation, waste and destroy. I think we're in this word here. Yep. We've got a different word there. So this was the initial one we touched on. Let's see if there's any others. There we are. Waste, desolate, dry. To parch. Dry, lieth waste, waste, dry morsel, desolate, without man and beast. Woo. Desolate, waste, 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 waste. So it's an instrument that can make something waste. So therefore the thing becomes harab, or harabd. If we're going to do I can't remember what, there's a English language phrase where you try to apply something, like you'll apply a noun as a verb. I might look that up and tell you, but it's not relevant really. But there you are. Esau is the Edomite. Edomites are the Edomites, brother. Edomites are the Edomites. So how are they not the Edomites? The sword is not referring specifically to a literal sword, and these people have got the most advanced tech. They've got the most advanced kharabayam. Alright, so the Edomites are the Edomites. Shalom. Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi.